Hi, this is Aaron Booker with Varvid.tv. I'm here with Birger Steen from Microsoft. Birger, good to see you today. How's the show been for you?
So far, very, very good. I've to start yesterday with the introduction of the Azure appliance. Awesome news. And although 960 server container doesn't maybe sound like a typical small business offering, it's actually great news for service providers across the world where we may not have the Microsoft Azure cloud available yet. And those service providers in turn, whether they be in China or Russia or Brazil or other fast-growing markets, can use this to deliver the Azure cloud even where we don't have it yet. So that's great news. Obviously, I don't know if did you see the Intune announcement? Yeah. I guess you've been running Intune for a while, huh? Yeah. You run on your home computers too?
Not on my home computers. No.
I did that. It's actually that is a really interesting offering from many perspectives, because on the one hand, we went on and said, so there's a lot of small and mid-market customers out there that have, in simple terms, spaghetti networks. So heterogeneous, messy, hard to maintain, no insight into what's running on their PCs, difficult situation. On the other hand, we know that out of about 350 million PCs that run in SMBs worldwide, about 2/3 of them can run Windows 7, but they're actually mostly running Vista or, to a greater extent, XP. So knowing that, we also wanted to go out and come out with an offer to upgrade the existing installed base along with a PC refresh, because you never upgrade, you never refresh all your PCs at the same time. So Windows Intune is really the answer to those two questions. It's a cloud-based systems management center essentials product, so it lets you manage all your PCs, to check their health status, to put any VARs on them, to check what software you have, what licenses you have, and so on. So it gives you full control. On the other hand, it gives you the Windows 7 Enterprise upgrade license. So it's a perfect twofer for the current infrastructure upgrade wave, which so many VARs are seeing at the moment.
Well, and so many VARs have been waiting, or their customers more so, have been waiting and waiting and waiting, and now they've got to either hardware refresh or they've got to do a software refresh, because it's time. It's more than time.
It's time, and it's time. It's funny. It's actually time in the server room or in the server closet, or wherever you keep your box or boxes, and there's time on the desktop. So for the desktop space, obviously Windows 7's come out since we last spoke, and we talked about last time how that rocks, and I think everything we hear from customers is that it does, and they're going to upgrade. In fact, more than half of all small businesses are going to upgrade over the next 18 months. So that's on the client side. We have Windows Intune to help drive that, and then on the server side, we actually came out with two products. Small Business Server 7, which is a refresh of the full existing Small Business Server with new versions of Windows Server, new versions of Exchange Server, new versions of SQL Server, and then the real nugget there, SBS codename Aurora, which is actually the bridge between physical server and cloud. For small businesses, includes BPOS licenses out of a box. Otherwise, gives you the easy interface of actually an even simpler interface than the current SBS. It's an interface that's a little bit reminiscent of the home server, which I'm sure you're familiar with. So very cool set of products coming out on the infrastructure side. Windows 7 up here, Intune, and then you got the two servers on the back room, and of course Office 2010 Home and Business, which is a new SKU, and priced and targeted directly at the small business and small and medium business segment.
It's interesting you bring up home server, because in my VAR business, we had 8 customers that we essentially were building the Aurora experience for. They had less than 10 PCs. We had hosted Exchange.
You used the home server for it. Yeah, no, it's great for that.
And it was, it wasn't elegant because we didn't have Active Directory, but it worked. And actually, when you bring up what I'm doing at home, that's how I manage my home computers with home server. Right?
Me too. So I'm home server. Although now I'm an Intune beta user. Okay. So I encourage you to try the same thing. It's actually, we should do a special on that probably. That's an awesome product. And just to get back to that for a second, because since you're a VAR or a recent VAR, that's an example of a product. We built it from the customer need and out, but in the process, we did something that partners have been asking us about many times. We took a pause and we said, well, how is this value going to be delivered to the small business, to someone who's got very basic infrastructure? Could be a bigger business, but essentially the product is meant for anyone who's got very basic infrastructure. And we realized that it's not going to be their CIO or system administrator or whoever it is, but because they've probably got enough work already. So we built a partner console for it, which really lets the partner not only take control, but a very simple authorization process, essentially based on Windows Live ID. But it lets the partner take control, and then it lets you, as a partner, run several customers in a multi-customer console. So you can, as a partner, you can not only upgrade your customers to Windows 7, you can also put them on the management tool where you can upsell your services in terms of surveillance and security and maintenance and administration of small and medium business or basic infrastructure customer networks. So very exciting product for customers, but also for VARs. So you should have stayed in the game for a little bit longer.
I have a feeling you're going to keep pointing that out throughout this interview.
A couple of times, I have to say. There's so much good stuff happening. I tell you that.
The thing that I really am excited about is seeing Microsoft kind of get the promise of the cloud for the small business with Aurora. I mean, to me, that's a true game changer. I'm so excited to be able to talk about it because to really have a hybrid model, to me, at this time when we're starting that transition towards the cloud, many small businesses don't have enough bandwidth to really be a pure cloud play. They don't trust it. They've got QuickBooks. They need a place to put that QuickBooks server, those sorts of details. So it seems like really at the right time, at the right place, Aurora is just coming right in time, and then it's an open SDK, so if you've got other relationships, you can plug those things in, and really exactly. a great solution.
No, we're very excited about that product, and I think, as we discussed, it's a year since we last spoke, since last WPC, and think about what's happened in the interim. The series of SMB targeted products that we come out with, and very well timed with both what's happening in the cloud and the infrastructure refresh wave that's happening now. So it's almost like a perfect storm, although a good one.
Yeah, exactly.
Finally, for value-added resellers who can really go in there and have this infrastructure upgrade discussion, whether it starts from the client, or it starts from the server room, or it starts from a cloud discussion, or it starts from a productivity and office discussion, because we're gonna really put some real firepower behind, or we already have put some real firepower behind launching Office 2010, and getting very good feedback on that too. So if you're a VAR, you can really come in from any of those four places. Maybe even you may even come in from a virtualization angle if you're a little bit bigger customer. And you can have this, you can build this plan where you really go in and you do the desktop, you do the productivity, you do the server consolidation. Small, you can do the SBS Aurora or SBS and slightly smaller customers, and you do the cloud piece. All in one go. So in one fell swoop, you can transition your customer from having a very traditional, spaghetti network, break fix type of IT experience. Take all the pain away, take the economics of the cloud into the equation, and transition them to a very modern infrastructure. Which, if you think about it, this is stuff that enterprises only were able to afford, and big systems integrators were able to deliver. If you look only a couple of years back. So fantastic.
Exciting time to be a VAR.